So this kid, his name's Colin. And Colin is a teenager, and he's also gay. Now, there's obviously nothing wrong with that, but the problem is he feels like he has to tell his dad, who we'll just call Dad. And they live in Oklahoma, and Dad has some really backwards views on things. So Colin knows he's not going to take this news well. Regardless, Colin comes out to his dad. And Dad, of course, does not take it well. He just can't handle having a gay son. So he decides to punish Colin, and he stops letting him go to school, because I guess Colin really likes school. And so he's not allowed to go to school, and he becomes a prisoner in his own home. Dad doesn't let him leave the house or have friends, and his parents are divorced, and he's barely allowed to talk to his mom on the phone. And so this awful punishment goes on for several years. And as you can imagine, Colin's anger builds up, and he starts to really hate his dad. But then, one day, Colin's 15 at this point, and he and Dad, they get into a really bad argument. And it gets heated, like really heated. And it turns physical and violent. And then, allegedly, Dad grabs a knife, and he starts chasing Colin through the house with it. So then Colin, he runs into another room, and he grabs a rifle. And when his dad lunges at him with the knife, Colin pulls the trigger. Blam! And he unalives his own dad. And then he calls 911. And when police arrive, they question him, and he says he shot his dad in self-defense. But regardless, they arrest him anyway, and they charge him with first-degree murder. However, when all is said and done, they can't find enough evidence to prove that it was first-degree murder and not self-defense. So ultimately, all of the charges against Colin are dropped, and he is a free man. So then, Colin moves from Oklahoma all the way to Florida. And there, he moves in with his mom, who we'll just call Mom. And things seem to be going okay with him and Mom. Like, here's a photo of them together, and they look all happy and stuff. But after so many years with his dad of isolation and abuse, plus the fact that he unalived his own dad, Colin's mental health is a bit unstable. So Mom, she's worried about this, and she brings him in to get a psych evaluation. And they keep him in the psych hospital for like 8 days, and they end up diagnosing him with PTSD and a personality disorder. And just as Colin is getting released, for some reason, he ends up telling the staff, if I'm released, I'll unalive myself, or maybe I'll unalive my mom. And the staff is like, okay, bud, we gotta keep you here for longer now. And so they keep him there for several more months. And then finally, they let him out, and he goes to live with his mom. And Mom, you know, to her credit, she tries her best. Like, she tries taking him on all these trips, and she's posting photos of